Good morning, everyone. We're going to take you through here how to draft the unit phi box, remembering that phi is the golden ratio. 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. Where do they get that stuff in Greece? So we're going to always, as we think, start in File, New, but from our short list, drafting at home. And my machine is being very slow. Decimal feet, open. And remember, we're going to be always using a view and a viewport eventually. I'll go through the whole thing here. Usually you will be pulling in a box that's already been drafted for you, but for now we're going to remember to draw a box bigger than the thing we want to draft. And so I'm going to make the thing I'm going to draft small in this case. It's going to be much less than 1, so we're going to draw what's called the unit phi box. In other words, it's a box with a short side equal to 1 unit and a long side equal to phi. We generally put I'm changing my layer here to view. Remember, you right click in any toolbar to bring up another set of toolbars. We keep our draw toolbar, our modify toolbar, our standard toolbar, and our layer toolbar at very least around, plus a lot others as we go. I'm going to remember to draw a line. I'm going to put it arbitrary up here. I could have told it exactly where I'm going to go. I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to just, at this point in time, right, I can move my mouse in the general direction and type 1. Escape, 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 Z space, E space, and I've got a line of 1 there. I'm going to do the same again. This time I'm going to go shift right click from the endpoint. That's after typing L. 1 here. Escape. Remembering once things are down on the paper, we use O for offset, T for through. You grab your thing with the left mouse button, you shift right click, endpoint, spacebar to finish the command. Once again, O, T for through, shift right click, endpoint. Remember, there are 2 flavors of offset. One is a distance and one is through. They act slightly differently, but they do important stuff. At this point, I'm going to show you then now how to draw the unit phi box, and this is when you're going to be your first classical construction that I'll take you through in addition to all the drawings you're going to do. This is something that, you get, where do you get it nowadays? You get it off of Wikipedia. So if you want to look at the golden rectangle, it'll show you how this goes about it. We'll kind of learn and play around with the definition. That's one of those definitions of phi I cannot stick in my head. It's I'm not going to do it. The longer to the whole is the same as the shorter to the longer is the definition. But instead, we're just going to draft the unit phi box, which has a ratio of 1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2 by saying O for offset, T for through. We're going to figure out the center of that box, which we know would be 0.5, but since we've got something on that page, we're going to go to the midpoint. And just to be good, I'm going to left click, right click, and then change the property of that to center line. We're going to use the magic finger later, but learning how to left click on something, right click, and pull out properties is there. And now we're going to actually draft, and to review, we're going to also type LT scale here, LT scale, and then we're going to change the scale there to something order of 10 up or down, so it's 0.1. We're now going to remember that we draw all of our circles. We're going to draw a circle with its center here at the intersection of the midpoint, and it's one radial line right there at that intersection. So we're going to go here, and remember, we go up for circles, we go to the forced choice that's on the pull down there. We're going to go center radius. Sometimes you're plugging in the numbers, but very often you're going shift right click from the intersection there, and you could have figured it out, but in reality now you're going to give it a radius. The radius is going to be shift right click from the intersection. You don't have to key in, and that took a radius out there. Okay, now what you'll find here, if I do EX for extend, or extend is over here, or it's in the modify up here, EX for extend, E is erase, X is explode, EX is extend. When it says select objects, you say screw that. Screw that! Hit a space bar. In other words, you're going to use all objects as your potential stopping point, and then click what you want to extend. That's it. So I'll show that again. I'm going to do it U for undo. You do EX, spacebar, screw that. Hit that there as your, sorry, did it wrong. EX, spacebar to screw that and push out to where you want to go. You can get rid of that circle now by, however you know, clicking on it, typing an E. And now you can O for offset, T for through. Take that line there, shift right click from the endpoint there. We don't need this anymore, or you might want to put it there for later to look. And now we remember that how do we extend lines to each other? F for fillet. The radius is already set to 0, otherwise you would say type R or hold the shift key, but you click here and here. And you'll find right here, if we click on this and this and hit list or LI, you'll see that one is a length of 0, has a length of 1, the other one has a length of phi. And once again, and this is an exact instruction, so if we say units and take that unit precision out to 8 places and do a list again, you'll see it's actually the true list. You see that that number is exactly phi. It's one of those ratios that's like pi. It's an irrational number. It goes on and on and on, and that's what it is there. And so you'll see eventually as we set up plots, I'm going to have you set up all your plots based on this ratio. So I'll take you through right now the first time so you can see it, what the next step is. Let's assume that I've drafted here on another layer some things inside, right? Maybe it's your path home, like we'll do in class. What's my next step? Well, as soon as I figure out what that box is, you'll see we're going to be putting it together. I'll skip that, but I am going to go -V for view, W for window. Give it a name, plot view. Specify my first corner, shift right click the endpoint, and I'm going to grab that corner. And now I've made a view. It's a camera, if you would. I can now go over to my sheet, and right away, if someone gave you a box in there, you get rid of it. Right away, if someone gave you a box in there, you get rid of it. You're going to put everything that's going to be on the paper in a viewport layer, and you can go through that same process now. But this time, we'll just make it the same small size, and you'll see why. You're going to make a box that's exactly the same size by clicking L for line. Remember, 1. This time, again, L, spacebar, shift right click the endpoint. 1. O, offset, T for through. Shift right click the endpoint. Offset T for through. Shift right click the midpoint. Draw your circle from the pull down. Clicking that down, pushing it down and up. Circle, center radius from the shift right click the endpoint of that. And that was an endpoint because a line was there to the endpoint of that. EX, spacebar to say screw that, click that out. Get rid of everything here. And you have now O offset, T for through. From there, shift right click the endpoint there. O for offset, T for through. Left click, shift right click, endpoint. Now you have a box. Add a loaf minus an RP. You put the box together with polyline edit. Select one line. You want to turn it into one? Yes. J for join. Cross for here. Grab them all. That now is a polyline. It's not a region. It's not a viewport. You make the viewport by using, you'll see later, right click on any toolbar, you get something called viewports that pops up something like that. I like you to learn the command mview, but you're going to just click on single viewport, convert object to viewport. There's your object, and right there you see that it kind of made that box kind of fit, but now is the final piece of this. V for view, plot view. You're selecting the view that you made back in the model. You're hitting set current, you're clicking OK, and you're looking right over here, clicking on that, and you see it come up at 1:1. You'll see that over time is called a warm fuzzy. In drafting or in thought or in problem solving, you knew what you're going to get and you get it. And that's a summary of drafting the unit phi box. Mostly we want to remember the construction of phi for this, the golden ratio, but also how we go about making viewports. And so I will have both classes use this as one of the constructions that I expect of you. And also eventually you will all be using this or some form of it to be setting up your viewports. Thanks for listening.